Hello, I'm Eric.
And I'm Melissa.
Thanks for joining us. Today we are going to do our 2015 year in review video.
Okay.
This was something that we did last year for the first time and it was a lot of fun. So we're going to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Change things up a little bit.
Okay.
So we'll see how this one goes.
All right.
So first, I think we should talk about how 2015 was the year of the Cartridge Club for us, right?
Yes.
I think we really started to heavily participate in 2015.
Yes. You were on the one of, what was it, March or April's
April.
podcast? Mm-hmm.
April, Metroid Prime.
One of your favorite games.
Yeah,
of all
Metroid
time.
Prime. Yep.
So yeah, that was big. Yeah, and we played a couple other games during the year.
Yeah, we played
participated.
several others.
And we collaborated with Retro Nonsense, who did this great collaboration of a bunch of Cartridge Clubbers.
Cartridge Club United.
The Cartridge Club is united. P1 and P2, this is for you. We love you guys.
Yeah.
So that was a fun collaboration.
Yeah, so it's been a great year, and it's great to be a part of that community.
Yeah, and as a result of that, we were also on some Retro Fandangos. We were on some STC Pod.
Oh, that's
well,
right. I was on STC.
Yeah.
That's right. I was on STC Pod. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been on some podcasts as a result of being
pretty
on Cartridge
exciting.
Club.
Yeah,
So it was exciting stuff.
to participate and to just relate with others. On something that we all enjoy.
Yeah. So thanks everyone for having us and welcoming us into the club.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on then. As I did last year, I keep my video games in a spreadsheet, and so spreadsheets are very good for doing graphs and things like that. So I always like to do just a quick review of the numbers regarding the collection. So we'll go through this much quicker than we did last year.
This is why the year in review is so much fun for you.
Yeah, I like that part.
I know.
So let's start with hardware.
Okay.
Let's move this. First, we got 3 new consoles this year, up to 34 from 31, so roughly a 10% increase. These are what did you call them? Unique.
Yes.
They're unique. They're
unique.
The unique first instance of the console. So the very first one we got was the Atari 7800 back at Cowlitz. That was in March or April. So I've been having some fun with that. And then later in the year, in early October, we got the PS4. And then in December, we got the PlayStation TV, which I consider to be a TV/Vita library. So added these 3 new consoles, 10% increase. That's quite a big increase. We don't normally have that kind of a growth anymore because I just don't have that many consoles that I want to get. So the recent years maybe have been because they've sort of been the new systems, and there's not too many more old ones. And then moving on to the software, we are at 2,206 games, and we are up 301. Yeah, we're up 301, which means this year, 2015, we crossed the 2,000 mark. So the collection grew by 15%.
Right.
That's actually down from last year where it grew 28%.
Whoa.
And so that represents a 28% decrease in the number of games that we got over last year. Last year was something like 400 and something, and this year it's only 301. So I acquired fewer games this year. But
kind of our goal.
It was our goal to acquire, higher quality but fewer.
Yeah.
And I think if you look back at sort of the Turbo games, some of the Master System, some of the things that I really wanted, we've done a good job.
Yeah.
So the collection's up past 2,000, and we slowed down a bit in the number of games that we acquired.
Okay.
All right, so that's it for the stats. We won't bother you, bore you anymore with that. Okay, so the next thing we wanted to talk about, because this is primarily where we primarily do sort of pickup videos, that kind of thing, was our favorite pickups of this year.
Yes.
And again, we'll start with hardware. Let's do these guys first.
Okay.
This was the year of the Amiibo, right?
Yes, and we fell hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. We started in 2014. We just got a few of the first series, and we thought, well, we'll just pick up a few and see what this is all about. And then as we rolled into 2015 and they kept releasing more and more,
Yeah.
We just kept buying them all. I think we now have the entire first and second series. And we have many of them. There's not many that we're actually missing.
No.
From the Super Smash Brothers series. And now they've spun off into the Animal Crossing, which you like, and they've got a Yoshi series and a Classic series, and we're not, I don't know. But we've got a bunch of them.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, it was definitely the year of the Amiibo.
Yes, I would say so.
And then in addition to that, early in the year, Melissa found this little beauty at a rummage sale.
Rummage sale.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a box. It's not in great shape, the box, but the system works. It came with everything. I think it even came with the game.
Yeah.
And it was
the adapter, right?
Oh, did it come with a turbo tap?
I think so.
Yeah. So we got some good stuff with this, all for the piddling $20.
$20 price
so
tag.
Yeah, very excited to get this hardware pickup. It was a duplicate for me, but
that was probably the find of the year.
This is the find of the year. Another TurboGrafx.
Yeah.
No problem having a spare of these around the house. And then another thing that we picked up, I found at a Goodwill, also for $20, was a Wii Mini.
Yeah.
I probably didn't put this in our pickup videos because it was a duplicate for me, but it had everything with the controller. And if the controller had been there for $20, that would have been close to the pickup of the year. But it had the sensor bar, power, AC adapt, AV cords, and I think that's it. And it works. So I think these are going to be nice to have. They're going to be the things that they can still play Wii games, which is all that's going to matter. All that's going to matter going forward, because the internet connectivity is not going to be a big deal. So these things I think are going to be highly sought after, because I think they're going to be pretty reliable. All right, so that was the hardware. Now let's do our software pickups, our favorite software pickups.
Okay.
Top 5.
Top 5.
Okay, so our top 5 software pickups of the year. We've each picked 5, and Melissa, you get to go first.
Okay. So you want to each do like 5 and then 4 and then, or you want?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it that way.
All right. So now my number 5 is going to be Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. Animal Crossing is my love, and so I was excited that a new Animal Crossing came out, and I'm excited because my kids love to play Animal Crossing New Leaf on my 3DS, and so this is a game that we can actually play together. So that's why I'm excited about this.
That's why it's your number 5.
Yes.
Okay, my number 5 is Dragon Warrior 2 for the NES. This is not the box. This is a universal game case. But I was glad to get this for 2 primary reasons. One is that it was the last Dragon Warrior that I needed. I have the other 3 for the NES. And 2, because it came with the manual and the map. So I was glad to get this to complete the Dragon Warrior for the NES.
Okay. So my number 4 is Disney Infinity 3.0, Star Wars. Okay, come on. Disney Infinity, Star Wars. Boom.
Yep, there you go. That's it. That's it. Okay, my number 4 is The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition for the GameCube. This is one I've had my eye on for quite a few years. Actually, since I first heard about it, which was about 15 years ago, or maybe somewhere around 2000 to 2002, somewhere in that time frame, whenever it came out. And since PRGE in 2013, I've had my eye on it. Finally picked it up at this year's PRGE. This has a collection of The Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask, all on the GameCube. So I was glad to get this because I also have the other Zelda collection for the GameCube, which just has Ocarina of Time and Master Quest. So glad to have that.
Okay, my number 3 is Splatoon. This, actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, we bought this when it first came out.
Yeah, it was like...
Which is kind of rare for us. We always wait for when we can get it like on a real good sale. So we were kind of like, everyone's talking about this game, everyone's playing it online, let's check it out. And so we went and got it, and I was glad we did, because we played it with some friends online, and it's just a great... overall, it's a great game.
People in the club, right?
Yep, people in the club.
So yeah, and the kids
really
love
like
it.
Yes.
And it's nice because it's kind of a shooter with a Nintendo take. It's non-violent. Okay, my number 3 is Montezuma's Revenge featuring Panama Joe for the Sega Master System. Now this is my number 3 because it's a Sega Master System game. I believe it was one of the last 5 I needed. After I got this, I only needed 4 more.
Yes.
I actually bought this twice in 2015. Once on eBay, received it. It had a very bad old cigarette smoke smell to it. So I then tried to restore it.
Yes.
Then found another copy for much cheaper at PRGE.
Yes.
I wish I had found that one first.
Yes.
But I now have, I guess, 2 of these, and it adds to my Sega Master System collection, which is why it is my number 3.
My number 2 is Rocket Knight Adventures. So this year at PRGE, I actually had a goal to find a game, and I found it. So that's why this is part of my number 2. This game was a Cartridge Club game. We didn't have it, and so many people liked it, and so I thought this would be something good for me to pick up. And I found it, and we found it cheap, and we found it quickly, and so it was very exciting for me. So that's why it's my number 2.
Excited. All right. And my number 2 is also a Genesis game. It was my goal for 2014. Didn't make it until 2015. And that is Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist. This is complete, and I got a chance to play it, and it's wonderful, and really excited to finally have this in the collection. It's one of the Genesis games I've wanted for quite some time, and we now have it, and that's why it's my number 2.
Okay, and my number 1 isn't a video game. So, it is a board game. It's an old retro board game, one from my childhood. My cousin had all the best stuff. So we would go to her house.
Like a top loader NES.
Yes, and all, like every video game system. And so we would go to her house, and it would be awesome. And so she had this board game called Stop Thief. And every time I'd go, I'd want to play. And she probably hated me because she was probably like, I don't want to play that game. But I wanted to play it every time.
I wonder,
So it's this electronic cops and robbers game. And it has a little scanner. And you go around and you roll the dice and you try to figure out. It's like a whodunit. And so it was just one of my favorite games. And she was cleaning out her storage locker. And my brother was there. And he was like, hey, I know my sister would love that game. And so she gave it to him to give to me. And I was super stoked. So
and we actually saw it a year ago at 2014 PRGE.
We saw it at 2014 PRGE, and I saw it and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I thought about getting it, but I just, I kind of just go for the experience, and we go for the games. And I thought, well, I don't know. And I knew that she had it. I knew that she had it. And because she keeps a lot of things, I thought, well, maybe she still has it. She still has it. She did. And so, boom, I got it. So that was exciting for me.
Yeah.
So that's my number 1.
And my number 1 is Blazing Lasers for the TurboGrafx. This game became sort of a white whale for me. I guess only because I've wanted it for quite some time. It seems very common to me, yet none of the TurboGrafx bundles I had or came across ever included it. I was having trouble getting it on eBay or whatever. When I finally did acquire a copy of it, it didn't work. I required like 12 TurboGrafx games, and this was the only one that didn't work.
Yes.
Finally, I went on eBay and purchased a copy that does work.
Yes.
And so this was my number 1 pickup of the year because I had been desiring it for so long, and I'm a huge fan of these shooters, these shoot 'em ups, the vertical shoot 'em ups, and especially the vertical shoot 'em ups by in the style or by the developers who did this one, which are similar to the N.A.R.C games, like Power Strike, Xanac, Space Megaforce. Games of that type are all very similar. So really glad to finally have Blazing Lasers. Okay, so that's our favorite top 5 pickups. The last thing we wanted to do was our top 3 games of 2015. Now, that we played because we don't buy every game in 2015. We certainly haven't played every game that came out in 2015, so we can only judge based on what we played.
Right.
So these are games that we played, may or may not have come out in 2015. Let's take a look. Okay. You first.
Me first again? Okay, I'm going to go with Splatoon. It's a fun game. You pick it up, you play, you splat a bunch of people. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
So,
yeah. Okay. My number 3 is actually a download game that I got, I think, for free on the 3DS, or maybe it was through Club Nintendo. And the reason I picked this one is because of how much time I spent on it. And it's possible I only spent this much time on it because I played it on a portable system, which I pretty much only play when I travel. Anyway, the game is Mario Picross, which is an old Game Boy game. I really enjoy the Picross games. I have the two on the DS, both Picross DS and Picross 3D, which is a DS game. And I got Mario Picross, which is the original. And I went through the whole thing. I played it when we were out, when we were in June. I played it for the whole time we were there. And then over this last Christmas trip, I played a bunch of it and completed it while we were out in Illinois. So I spent a lot of time with that. So that's my top third game of 2015, Mario Picross for the Game Boy.
It was fun, so.
Yeah, it was. I spent a lot of time with it. Okay, number 2.
All right, number 2, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. This was a lot of fun for me. It was a little, just a tad challenging, and I really enjoyed it, and I played it all the way through. So I completed the game, so that is a big win for me too, because I tend not to complete games. Like I can't make it to completion. So this I completed, so it's exciting for me.
Okay. And my number 2, I have now officially gone on record as saying is my favorite game of all time. It was also the April Cartridge Club Game of the Month, and that is Metroid Prime for the GameCube. Played this for the Cartridge Club, played it all the way through. This is, I think, the third or more time that I've played it. I think I actually played the Wii version, not the GameCube version, but since I did play this in 2015, and it is my favorite game of all time, it at least made it to the second spot, my favorite game I played. Only because it's a repeat for me, did it not make it to number 1.
Yeah. All right, my number 1 game I played this year is going to be Burnout 3 Takedown for the Xbox. This was the Cartridge Club Game of the Month. Oh, I can't remember what month. September? That sounds right.
September or August.
And I had a blast playing this.
Yeah.
And this game is awesome all the way around. There are so many different options of this game that you can't not like it. Yeah. Sorry. And so I had a blast playing. I had a blast challenging people in the Cartridge Club. And it was just very, very fun. So.
Great. Yeah, I enjoyed going back through that too. My number 1, though, is a game, also an older game, but it's the first time I played it, and that is Uncharted 2. Now, I played a download version on the PS4, so I'm showing my physical PS3 copy. But I did play the PS4 remaster. Uncharted 2 certainly lived up to the expectations I had for it. I really enjoyed playing through that, and it was my first time playing through, and I really enjoyed it quite a bit more than Uncharted 1. So that is why it is my number 1 game of 2015.
Cool.
Okay, so that's it, I think.
That's our year in review?
That's our year in review. What we'll do, what we did last year was we showed you our top favorite pickup for every console. Because 2015 I did get a game for every console in my collection. I will do that again, but we're going to do it as a quick montage to just show it real quickly, all of our favorite pickups of each console.
Cool. Sounds good.
Okay, well, thanks for watching us. Hope you enjoyed our 2015 year in review.
If you liked the video, like us and subscribe.